Alright, what's going on guys, it's your boy Zilchi and welcome back to another solo leveling Arise video. In today's video, I will be showing you guys a sample of a few teams that you guys should be working towards and basically how you want to be building your teams when you are playing this game and taking on any difficult content. Before we hop in guys, I do want you guys to know that I do have a Discord server. I'll put the link in the description. Please join it if you guys aren't in there already. We have been growing the server a lot. It actually is fully finished now, so you guys should be able to enjoy your time with each other. And if you want to talk to me a lot more and just keep up with me and what I'm doing in the game and stuff like that, then I will be in this server. Again, it is in the description. As well as if you guys enjoyed this video, hit that like button, comment, share, and subscribe if you are new. I will be doing a lot more of these tips kinds of videos and just regular gameplay in general. So if you guys are excited for that, let me know in the comments and let's just hop straight into it. Okay, so I actually don't know how long this video will be. I'll probably try to get it on the 8-minute mark, right? But it's just a video again showing you guys exactly how you want to be building your teams. As you can see by the first team that I have here, it's very much a very balanced team, right? So as you can see, I have Shaheen, Beck, and Min on my team, right? Let me tell you guys exactly why. So Shaheen is there for her DPS first of all, as well as her buff that she gives to Sung Jinwoo, right? Beck is there to break and give the defense down, obviously increasing our own Sung Jinwoo's attack because the defense of the opponent is down. And we also have Min there to just heal us and to just buff the entire team, right? So exactly that, like that's basically how you want to be building your teams, right? So we have a DPS, we have a shield breaker as well as Jinwoo's break skills, and then we have Min to give extra buffs to the team. I do think when you are building your teams, you need a mix between those three, right? You need a buffer, a breaker, and a DPS, or just a good support for Jinwoo himself overall, right? So this is the first team that I'll show you guys right here. We can go ahead and take a look at exactly what we're getting in terms of the buffs from them, right? So if we go to quick information, I mean, not quick information, quick formation, go to manage hunters actually. Take a look at what Shaheen gives us through her QTE, right? So she gives the light strike. Says right here, this what we're reading down here is what happens, right? So when we get her in, unrecoverable, so they can't heal. And we have the brand effect, which increase critical hit rate and critical hit damage by 12% to targets hit by the skill. So once you call her out and you use her QTE skill, Jinwoo gets a 12% increase in hit rate and hit damage, right? To the specific target that it does hit, or targets, because this is a attack that hits multiple people, right? So let's take a look at what Beck is doing for us here. So we call him in here. Literally what it does is he has medium break, first of all, deals a violent explosion damage equal to 400% of defense, and applies the defense decrease effect to the target. Defense decrease by 20% for 10 seconds. Again guys, you guys know defense down in this game is probably one of my favorite stats. That's why I opt to go for iron instead of tank in terms of who you should get after you get blades, because that defense down is actually a lot and it is noticeable, right? That's why the shadow step is so good, because you have that 60% defense down when you get that shadow step, right? So I think it's a very, very, very valuable skill to have, and a very valuable what's the word I'm looking for, effect or debuff. There you go, debuff to have to the enemy, because obviously your Sung Jinwoo is already strong enough, and there's a lot of skills that he does use that also stack with the 20% to make the defense down even more, right? So very, very, very strong character right here, and debuff. Next we have Min. Show you guys exactly why we have Min here. So when you call Min in, right, he's gonna have his support skill, punishment, right? When the skill hits, it knocks down the target. When this skill hits, applies the punishment effect. Increased damage taken by 15%. Duration is 20 seconds, right? So that is a buff for us when we're attacking, right? This is his QTE skill, so that's fine. But this is a support skill, so basically we do more damage to the opponent when this punishment hits the opponent, right? He also heals when he comes in as well, so that's very, very, very good. All right, so this team right here is kind of similar, right? I use this team, well, I'll tell you guys to use this team for what's it called, instance dungeon when you're farming the Lycans, because right, you have the water unit, which is Sail. You have the 2 fire units for the other Lycan. They switch, right? So one's weak to fire, one is weak to water. You want to build your team for that stage like this, right? So if you have any water, even if you don't have any of the SSRs, you can get fire units or the water units, right? There's a bunch of SR, and we can actually take a look real quick. Right, so this guy, very, very good for that stage because they summon a bunch of creature or other wolves around them, right? So he's an AoE character, and he actually rounds them up and clears them out pretty well, right? She's pretty good in terms of water as well, and so is she. And yeah, this pretty much it for the water and fire characters, right? You definitely have him because he's the very first unit that you get in the game alongside of Juhi, who's also a pretty good healer for you. She's very good during endgame. I remember I told you guys that during the tier list that I have created. But yeah, this team is what I do run for Incense Dungeon, right? Again, we can take a look at what we have here. We have a DPS, we have a breaker, and we have another breaker that's also a DPS. They're both DPS that scales off of HP, and they break as well, right? And they do that very, very, very well. So we can actually take a look at what they do and what they're offering when they enter the field, right? So for Choi here, take a look at his skills, right? What he's getting us. When you enter, he has the burn effect when you use the skill. Deals damage equal to 50% of the user's attack every 3 seconds. So it's burning 50% of the user's attack every time, right? Defense decrease as well when you hit the skill by 15%. Again, guys, very, very, very strong debuff here is the defense down. I love characters that have defense down. I love skills that has defense down. All right, so definitely, if you don't have him, try to get him. He's very, very strong. He's the second best DPS in the game. Close, or I'd say the next closest to him in terms of second, or you'd fight for second, is Silvermane Beck. But I don't think Silvermane Beck is as good as this guy. Even though Silvermane Beck's bleed is very, very, very strong, right? Don't get that twisted. Next, we have Emma here. Let's take a look at what she does when she comes in. Take a look at her support skill here. When she comes in, we get the heat absorption, increases defense by 7.7%. The user recovers HP equal to 7.7% of their damage taken. Heat emission increases defense penetration by 7.7%. The user's fire damage increases by 7.77%. So she is increasing your fire damage and your defense penetration and your overall defense by itself, and you gain HP as well. So she's a very good support overall, and everything she does also is a break, so she's a very good break unit, especially against stages where you need a fire unit. She's probably the best one to use because her break does a lot more damage. It's actually ridiculous. Okay, so if you don't have her, try to get her, but don't get her from the other ticket, the special ticket. So she's on the custom banner, and if you're summoning on the custom banner, you're probably gonna get her. Just put her in the rate up list, and she has the rate up, right? So you have a chance to draw her. Even though she's competing with other characters, she's still very, very, very strong and a good unit to have, right? Next, we have Sao. She's also very good. She scales off of HP just like Emma, so you want to build her with the Holy Artifact set, so she can do a lot more damage for you, and you'll see a lot more increase in the buffs that she gives the team when she switches out, right? Because the Holy set does give you an attack buff when you switch out, right? So let's take a look at what she does with the support skill. Once you use it, deals medium break, right? When the skill hits, knocks down the enemy. When the skill is used, it applies a shield to the entire team. So this user's shield is equal to 10% of their HP. Duration is 25 seconds. So she's very, very good in terms of not taking damage, right? So there's a lot of stages in this game where the battle mission is not to take damage. She does that perfect. Like, just call her out and get the shield around you. You don't have to worry about dodging for a little bit, right? I use her for every single stage that I have that says that mission, which is to not take damage a certain amount of times, and she helps very, very, very much on that one, right? So very, very strong support team here, and this team again is my go-to team for clearing the instance dungeon if I need, when I was, you know, a little lower level, and then this is all I had. Again, you can swap them out, right? You have fire units and you have water units, so definitely go ahead and try to build a team just like that. Remember, 1 break unit if you can, then 2 supports in terms of the DPS and the defense down. That's exactly how I build my teams, okay? Next, we actually have a team that I have not used myself, but I do know it's very, very, very strong, all right? And that's just the full dark team. This is probably the best team, because we don't have Silvermane Beck here. We'd probably replace Kang for Silvermane Beck, right? But this is probably the best team to use during Power of Destruction as well when it comes to the dark mode, because this team, he's a very good DPS. Silvermane Beck, if he was here, would be our DPS plus bleed. Right now it's Kang. He also has very good DPS, but he also has bleed as well. That's exactly what we need, right? And she's just a very good dark buffer, all right? And as you can see, we have the 2 dark weapons here for Sung Jinwoo himself, so we can take a look at what they do as well. There's no break in here. Again, I would only use this team for stages that's weak against the dark, and like you're struggling a little bit, right, in terms of using other characters, and you need to use a dark. So this team is very, very good. There's other dark SR characters in the game. If you don't have these 2 right here, we can go ahead and take a look what you can substitute. First of all, right off the bat, we can tell you right now that Dong Suk is very, very, very good, right? He does a lot. He heals too, he breaks, he does everything. So definitely use him if you don't have him. Kang, he's an SR character as well. Very strong dark unit. If you don't have a 3rd SR dark unit, which there doesn't look like to be a 3rd SR dark unit, I suggest you bring either a healer or a light breaker, right? So you can go ahead and bring this guy right here, because he does give a shield, this guy. Or you can bring Jinho, because he does absolutely everything in this game. Literally heals, shields, attack boost, everything. So this is the team you'd run for, a dark team, right? We can go ahead and take a look at exactly what buffs we're getting from this team. Let's go ahead and take a look, buddy. So for this one, again, I have not used this team, but I do want to make a video on it, all right? So I'm probably going to level them up sometime soon here. If you guys want to see that, let me know in the comments. So let's go ahead and take a look at the skills, right? So this guy, from what I know, he's just a support, not really a support, he's a DPS character. He does actually decent amount of damage, right? Hold on, I need to take a sip of this drink. Sorry about that, guys. So let's take a look. When you call him out, it is medium break damage on his support skill. I actually did not know that he broke, so that's good. Applies the magic boost effect to allies. Increases the user's core attack damage by 15%. So that's very strong here. Let's take a look at what she does. She's also just a very, very good support for the dark team. So deals dark elemental damage. She has the charm effect to enemies in the area. When the skill hits, removes any debuff zone in the area. So rip the debuffs, right? Charm increases the damage taken by 15%. So we get a damage increase for our dark units, or just any unit in general with the charm, right? So very, very, very strong here. Next we have Kang. Bleed, that's all he does when he comes in, right? It deals damage equal to 0.6% of current HP every 3 seconds for 30 seconds. So bleed is a very good mechanic in this game, and it does help you a lot. Before they fixed crit damage, bleed is what I was using to substitute for that lack of crit damage that we had, right? So for example, during the Cerberus, the highest you could get to was tier 8, and the best team that I used was Kang, Min, and Sao here, because Kang for the bleed, Min for the buff for the attack overall, and Sao for the water buff against the Cerberus. And just the fact that she's a breaker and she does very, very, very good damage. She's really strong, guys. If you don't have her, I highly suggest you try to pull her to the best of your abilities. They're probably going to release a banner for her eventually. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Those are the teams that I have for you guys in this video. Again, that's exactly how I try to build my team. 1 breaker, 1 support, 1 DPS if you can. If not, you need a buffer, healer, a breaker, then a DPS again. There's many ways to build your teams, but that's just how I build it. Take it with a grain of salt. That's how I build. That's how I like to play this game. So yeah, if you guys do enjoy this video, hit that like button, comment, share, and subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Peace.